Hey guys, this is DarkGamer001, and today I'd like to talk about Nintendo's upcoming handheld, the 3DS. Now, the 3DS is the successor to the hugely popular DS series. It was officially revealed in Nintendo's E3 press conference by Satoru Iwata, President and CEO of Nintendo. As I'm sure most of you know by now, the key feature of this new handheld is its ability to display 3D images. But what makes it truly revolutionary is the fact that you don't need any glasses to be able to view this 3D effect. That's right, you can forget about wearing any goofy looking glasses whilst playing 3DS. Now this isn't the first time that Nintendo have tried to create a 3D enabled device. Some of you might remember the Virtual Boy, Nintendo's first real attempt to create 3D games for the mass market. But the Virtual Boy was a commercial disaster for Nintendo, and with its eye-torturing visuals, it isn't too difficult to see why it failed. However, the Virtual Boy's failure didn't really stop Nintendo's attempts to create a 3D handheld or console. In fact, they even tried to implement 3D technology in the GameCube, as well as the GBA-SP. So, after more than a decade of trying to create a proper 3D gaming system, it looks like Nintendo will finally succeed with the 3DS. Okay, let's take a look at some of the changes you're going to notice when comparing 3DS to the current DS series. As you can see, the layout is pretty similar to that of a DS Lite or a DSi. The internal camera from DSi makes a return, but is now found above the top screen. On the left you can see an analog stick called the slide pad. That's certainly going to change the gameplay for the better. I think it will offer more precise controls than the D-pad. And, coupled with the 3DS gyroscope and motion sensing capabilities, it looks like controls will be much better and much more precise this time around. On the right hand side is the 3D depth slider. Basically, this allows you to adjust the level of depth of the 3D effect, or even turn off the 3D effect completely. Another new addition can be found below the touchscreen. That is the home button. On the Nintendo Wii, you could use this button to quit the game and return to the home screen. On the 3DS, this feature is actually implemented better, and the fact that you don't necessarily need to quit the game to access the home screen. Here, I'll show you how it works using this video. See here she's playing the new Nintendo's. Here she pauses the gameplay through the home button and opens the internet browser. Personally, I think it's great that the 3DS has this element of multitasking. And as you'll see, she reverts back to the gameplay through the home button right where she left off. On the outer lid of the Nintendo 3DS you will find these two camera lenses. The DSi could take pictures with the outer camera, and this works in a similar way, but with one major improvement. The photos you take with 3DS will be displayed in full 3D. Nintendo have also mentioned the possibility of introducing the ability to take 3D videos later on, possibly through a firmware update. The use of these two camera lenses won't be limited to just 3D photography, of course. The Mii Maker app of the Nintendo Wii will also feature on the 3DS, but here you can use the camera lenses to take a photo of someone, and the system will automatically create them using that photo. It doesn't look like this feature will be able to detect certain details like facial hair for example, so you'll have to do some editing, but still a cool feature. And look, he certainly looks impressed with the result. Another cool feature associated with these two cameras is that of the AR cards. These augmented reality games utilize a set of cards which come packaged with the 3DS system. They can be used for a wide variety of minigames which are focused around the 3D effect and the gyroscope controls. Of course, the new features of the 3DS aren't solely based on these two cameras. Let's take a look at some of the other capabilities of the new system. During the E3 press conference last year, the handheld's capability to display 3D movies was revealed. In fact, those present during E3 2010 had the chance to view 3D movie trailers from film studios such as Disney, Warner Brothers, and DreamWorks. But the 3D content won't be limited to just movies. In fact, Nintendo is partnering with a number of companies such as Eurosport and Sky 3D in Europe, to bring more 3D content to the 3DS. An extremely important feature of the 3DS is the backwards compatibility. This means that you can play all your old DS and DSi games on the new system. Backwards compatibility is crucial when you consider the fact that some awesome games like the English versions of Pokemon Black and White are still being released for the current DS series. Activity log is a feature that records statistics like what titles you've played, how long have you been playing those games, and stuff like that. It also utilizes a sort of pedometer to record the amount of steps you have taken whilst carrying your 3DS around. Spot Pass and Street Pass are two important features that use the wireless capabilities of the 3DS, even when the system is in sleep mode. Spot Pass refers to information that is automatically received when the 3DS has access to Wi-Fi. On the other hand, Street Pass refers to communication that takes place between two or more 3DS systems when in the vicinity of one another. This can be used to exchange memes, which are then found in the Meme Plaza, as well as other information such as what games the other persons are playing. Street Pass can also be used by specific titles to exchange game-related content. Super Street Fighter 4, for example, places a lot of emphasis on this feature, where random encounters can take place when two or more 3DS systems with Super Street Fighter 4 data exchange information via the Street Pass feature. Whilst all these features do look like they will enhance the 3DS experience, it's the games themselves that are the most important aspect for any gaming system. So, let's take a look at some of the clips from the games that are coming out for this system. great variety of games here, and not all of them by Nintendo, of course. Lots of other developers are working on titles for this new system. Also worth noting is the quality of the graphics of these games. Of course, it was expected for the new system to better the current DS's graphics, but the 3DS's graphics are arguably better than those of Nintendo's home console, the Wii. So, when can you get your hands on this new system? Well, Japanese players will get it first in just a few days, on February 26th. For the rest of the world, well, we'll have to wait over a month for 3DS, unless you plan on importing it from Japan, that is. Anyways, Europe will get it on February 25th of March, with the US release date just 2 days later. The Australian release date is on Thursday, 31st of March. Unfortunately, the 3DS will only be available in two colors at launch, Aqua Blue and Cosmo Black. Kinda disappointing when you consider that other colors of prototype 3DS systems, like the red 3DS, were really cool. Anyways, in the 3DS pack, you'll find the system itself, an AC adapter, the instructions booklet that no one will probably read, the charging cradle, a 2 GB SD card which can be upgraded later on, if you wish, and 6 AR cards. Of course, I couldn't possibly mention all the features and games in one video, so I'll upload more 3DS clips soon. That's all for now. Thanks for watching, guys. DarkGamer001 over and out.
This isn't just the launch of another game device, but the start of the new entertainment era.